Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Stip and this is going to be part 8 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as Britannia. And in this episode I do anticipate that I'm going to be attacking Massilia. I reckon I should get down there. Now whether or not I'm actually going to take the settlement in this episode remains to be seen. I think so this army can actually make it to the bridge and I really should take this opportunity. It'd be a bad idea not to. I killed a lot of Gauls in that salient battle outside of Lugdunum in that last episode, and I should really press. Well, I still have this advantage. Now the thing is, the Gauls can reinforce. They do have 2 large towns right here in northern Italy, as well as these 2 large towns, as well as this one down here as well. So they're not out of this fight, despite the fact that I've taken, what, 3 settlements from them? 3, and then, yeah, killing that large army as well. They still have a lot left to give. So I think that this army in Lugdunum, though, I was anticipating that I was going to be building it up before pressing out, but after that result in that last episode, gosh, I don't think I can just sit here and hang out. I think I do have to head on down. So I do have Wartacorix, who I think is Pasutagus' son, I think, and he can actually make it down to Lugdunum if he was to leave this barbarian mercenary behind. And I think that's going to be the play, although let me check something. I might just, do I have a mercenary that I could hire? I just want to do this instead. That's not going to be good enough. Lower taxes, and then we're fine. Yeah, I might just do that and then head down here and let's just hang out on the bridge, and then, yeah, it's their move. So if this army wants to attack, they can. That would be 3 generals. If I were to be attacked by this army, or this is 1 man, plus the garrison from Massilia, which is not much, plus this also is not much either. So yeah, I mean, I have my 3 light chariots, and I think that there's just so much that I can get done with those 3 units. It's a very powerful thing to get those at tier 2. Man, oh man, it's very, very good. I was thinking about that during that salient battle outside of Lugdunum, where I was like, man, if I was playing as the Gauls or the Germans, I don't know if I could have achieved that similar result, you know, just because at tier 2, it's my understanding that the only skirmish units that those factions have at tier 2 is javelin units, the skirmishers. I don't think you can do that with those units, you know. With the chariot archers, it's like having, you know, like a horse archer unit, except that it's a bit more clunky and a bit harder to use, but it causes fear in infantry units. It's a decent payoff. So also, I think their missile strength is quite good, isn't it? Yeah, missile attack of 14. Is that with, okay, that's just experience. I wonder, okay, so these guys all have experience. I was going to say that's really high. General. What about here? So base is 10. 10 is high, and I've noticed that the missile attack for chariot archers and possibly also for horse archers does seem to be pretty high in this game, and like higher than the foot archers. And I've wondered what that is supposed to represent. I don't know if it's just supposed to be like a balancing thing just because they have lower unit models than foot archers, or is it supposed to imply that the force of the projectile is harder because they're charging at the enemy? I don't actually know if that's how that works. I actually don't, so go ahead and correct me, you know, on the physics of that if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, I don't know. I understand that for these types of units, these mounted archers, whether chariots or horses, that it was that close range volley, or, you know, how fast you're shooting. It could be 3 volleys or 5 volleys, maybe 10 volleys, depending on how wide of a turn you're taking. And, you know, I can imagine that those close range volleys are the ones that are going to be causing the most damage, you know, whereas the ones where you're shooting further away, obviously, aren't going to be doing as much damage. So I can kind of see that, but I'm wondering, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing, because if you look at archers, which I can't look at right now, but it is lower, right? Like archer's missile strength is typically like around 7 or 8, maybe. Yeah, can't quite remember, but yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, So we're going to hang out here, and I don't think anything here... Actually, can I...
my lord.
Good diplomat. I came down here to talk to them to see if they wanted a ceasefire, but that was before I realized that they had Massilia and this settlement. So, and all of that strength, really. So yeah, they got some stuff here.
At once. No more moves.
Couple units there, a lot of warband there, and then yeah, a lot more warband. And I don't know, so you can't reach the bridge, but I can imagine that you will reach the bridge. Yeah, we'll just hang out. We'll see. I wonder also, maybe they'll avoid me and they'll just go for Lugdunum. That would be interesting. Huh. That would be interesting. So this isn't showing me how far these guys can move. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. Why can I see their movement range, but I can't see his? He's crouched down, which would indicate that he's already moved, but this is my turn, so... Oh, these are the guys. Oh, right, got it. They are the ones that attacked at Lugdunum, and they got driven back, so they're like out of movement. In the sense that if I were to attack them right now, then they would not be able to retreat any further. Got it. Right. Right. It's just weird that I can't see their movement range for next turn. But anyway, I think, gosh, do I really want to bring this guy down to Lugdunum just to give? I wanted to bring him out here to place on more watchtowers to keep an eye on the Germans, really. You know, that's kind of what I was thinking. But, they could just go around me. I don't know if they could get there in one turn, though. That's the thing. So then what? If it takes them 2 turns together, do I just, like, go down with these guys? That's a long journey, you know? Do I go back with them? Ugh, I don't want to do that. You know? I want to abandon this bridge position, which seems pretty strong. Yeah, I think just to be safe, let's go ahead and bring Watercorks down, and you can start making your way down as well.
Orders forward, out of moves.
Just to be safe, I'll get around to building watchtowers eventually.
General.
You're just going to keep hanging out up here, and let's see here. So I have chariots moving towards this army. That's going to be very nice, getting those guys out. And then I'm training head hurlers out here to be moving down to Lugdunum as well. So that feels good. Ships have already been moved in this turn. And I'm training light chariots, and I'm training more head hurlers. Right. Lugdunum. Can't train much, so not gonna waste any money there. Spy has already been moved. Okay, so I think... So my money's actually kind of decent. I was a little worried about going crazy on the spending, and so I stopped building for a few turns, like mostly maybe all of the last episode. But now I'm thinking, alright, you know what, like this is kind of a no-brainer for this faction. I really should be getting the farm upgrades. It's just a really steady income increase. Although, if Lugdunum is possibly going to get sieged, let's just hold out on that, because there's a lot of farm upgrades that I could put in. So let's go, let's see, there's like no danger of Lugdunum being assaulted anytime soon. I don't think so. Yeah, it's a very steady increase of like roughly 70, I think. 70 denarii per turn, and then also the op growth increase as well, which is very good. Because I would eventually like to get up to some tier 3 settlements. I'm not, I suppose, in a super duper big rush. And yeah, that got rid of that took a lot of my income, but honestly, like, that's probably worth it, right? And yeah, as I was saying, I'm not in a super duper big rush to get, let's see, you don't have any, ooh, frugal is going to be the discounted construction costs. Shoot. It would have been nice having you up in one of these settlements.
General.
Let's start moving out. Oh, actually, you could have got up there. Okay, let's do that then. Let's cancel that.
General.
And then let's move you up. And then let's go ahead and save. What just happened? Oh, here we are. And yeah, saving 60 bucks. There we go. 60 bucks is 60 bucks. And then do I care enough to do that here? Nah. Nah, not that big of a deal. But you actually, so you married into the family, didn't you? Let's see if I can say your name. Sarathreus and I can say one of your names. Sarathreus of Dorolopons. I don't know why that's harder for me to say. Durolopons. There, that's closer. You're looking decent and young. I'm gonna have my eyes on you, sir, and maybe you want to be my next factionaire because my current factionaire is old. So it's not ideal. Not ideal. Okay, so I think I have an emissary who's coming out here, and he is making his way. We've already talked to the Scythians. Let's just keep going out east to talk to the Parthians or the Armenians, whoever really. We're just trying to sell our map info. And I can't remember if I've already talked to the Spanish in this turn. Yeah, I don't see. That's the trouble with like a next play session is that you don't really want to overstay a welcome with diplomacy, you know, by talking over and over again in the same turn. I don't know if that has as, you know, bad effects on the relation levels, but it might, and I've kind of been told that it might. So yeah, maybe you just don't risk it and just kind of save it for the next turn. A save has been dropped, so let's go ahead and end this turn, and let's see if we get attacked here on this bridge. Ooh, we have ourselves a Gallic spy outside Aluminum. Unfortunately, I can't actually get any assassins yet, because that is a tier 3 agent, and there were no attacks. So did you go back to the settlement? You did. Interesting. We have ourselves a Germanic diplomat. Okay, yeah, here we are. German's coming back, so we got a half stack right here, and we have ourselves 3 guys there. So I have some troops here in some more Breva, enough to possibly defend against that, probably, maybe. Yeah, I'd say so. And yeah, no attack. Interesting. Let's bring my spy. He's kind of peeking his head. And what can we see? Anything? Gosh, Mediolanium's empty. Huh. Why is it empty? It's kind of spooky. Because they're not fighting the Romans yet. Right? No, they're not. So where are they? Did they go east? That's still owned by rebels. Yeah, very spooky. Alright, so Germania's the strongest faction. Okay, alright. I don't know about that, but we'll see about that after I beat these armies.
General.
Yeah. It is tempting just to kind of strike out at them. But what if they have just like a bunch more stuff right outside of range? Yeah, I think I'd rather lay an ambush if I could. I don't know if being in the woods here, because they would just go right by me.
Lord?
So maybe...
March! Prepare to ambush!
Maybe hang out here instead?
Orders!
Damn, I probably should have used my spy to infiltrate the settlement so that I might have a chance of him opening the gates, but you know what, that's okay.
Kill them!
Let's just go in here.
Settlement.
I mean, it's nice having the vision. It is. It's nice knowing that no one's coming for me on this side, and these guys are now not close enough to get here in one turn. Actually, yeah, the guys that I was worried about, where did they go? They go back here? Yeah, the little army that I was kind of worried about that had its shit kicked in. It had 2 generals units that were not touched during that Massilia battle, so they were pretty healthy, and now I don't see them, so are they hiding in the woods, maybe? I mean, the cool thing about attacking Massilia is that my siege position is actually on this bridge, so if I get attacked, I'm in a pretty good spot. It also might be nice to have Cerathreus
General.
also in some more Brevo. So let's just kind of get him over here. Ship come over, and then you get on the boat.
Forward.
And the shortest little boat ride ever. Hop on in there.
Forward.
And there we go. We just have ourselves another general character. And this guy's actually a decent general, unlike Senienas, who is, yeah, not good at all. -1 command when attacking, -4 from general hit points. It's just awful. Yeah, +1 command for being a social drinker, so good on him for that. Yeah, proud of you. But it's going to be Cerathreus going to be leading that army now, so... Yeah, they can probably... In fact, they can't reach in this turn. So I have time. I'm going to be training up another unit of pet hurlers, and I keep forgetting that it only takes 1 turn to train that unit. I just keep thinking in my head that it's a 2-turn unit, because surely it would be, because it's so powerful, but no, that's the Woad Warriors that takes 2 turns, not the Head Hurlers. It's just kind of contrary to what I would think. Also, let me not forget to... I've been trying, so like I think I just asked him last time if they would attack the Gauls, and they were just like, nah. And what if I gave them money this time? Maybe not a crazy amount. Let's just start low. So make demand and attack faction and attack the Gauls. And then just offer something small. 500, just to see. We're already giving them a tribute of 100 denarii per turn for 2 more turns. So, you know, we should already be okay. So let's just kind of see. And no, they're not into it. Yeah, I'll keep looking at that. I didn't want to do any like big lump sum payments right off the bat, but I might start looking into that. Let us go ahead and end this turn, and I wonder if that other small Gallic army is gonna kind of show its head. And alright, so they're making their way down, and this army looks like it's trying to bypass some more Breva. Okay. Interesting. Oh, we got ourselves a pretty big-ass brigand army down here, too. Ugh. Annoying. Yeah, the small one I'm not too worried about, but... Yeah, so they're gonna bypass? Like, so where? To Gandati Redinum? Really? That their play? Well, my spy just bumped into another big-ass army down here. Holy smokes. Okay, so that's the army that was kind of standing up over here. Okay, I got it. And Lugatorix and Belinus, which were the guys that were initially had attacked Lugdunum, so they are merged together with that army. Got it. Okay. So at least now I have my eyes on all of them. Okay, so I'll think about what I want to do with the German situation. Yeah, it's weird when they just kind of bypass me. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? Let's see here. So I could just bring these guys out and shadow this army, or frankly, I could just attack, couldn't I?
General.
Leave the peasants behind and attack with everything else. The only issue is that I only have vision on him. And he's a 4-star general. Yeah, quite good. But I don't know what the other 2 units are. Probably just Spear Warband, right? Spear Warband's Screeching Woman. That's all I've seen from the Germans. Other than some, maybe like a odd skirmisher here and there. Maybe an odd Barbarian Cav here and there as well. And still no vision on this army, eh? Yeah, just the 2 Screeching Women. That's all we have vision on.
Orders.
Let's see here. So let's go ahead and shadow them. Where does this river go? The river just kind of like ends right there, eh? Interesting. Let's come down here, but then let's just continue to also stay hidden if we can.
Move out. Prepare to ambush.
And then, yeah, up here, let's go ahead and...
Orders. Orders. General.
Let's take the lads out. Some more Breva. You guys are going to be okay? Hell yeah, they are.
Yes. Attack. Fear us.
Well, what are we looking at? Yeah, 1 Spear Warband, 1 Screeching Woman, and then Halvality of Reynos. Alright, let's take him down. we are going to be starting with our entire deployment zone inside of the woods. So here we are. We're going to have to kind of creep our way out. I think the Germans are going to be outside of the woods. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to have to fight inside of the woods. Either way is okay with me. You know, I really thought that this is going to annoy me way more than it does when I first started playing this game. But as it turns out, I'm kind of a fan. Like, definitely not for every single battle, but it's kind of a neat thing. Kind of have to deal with this, and it really does kind of feel immersive. Yeah, I don't mind it. Well, this is an interesting choice. So they're going to send their screeching women out ahead to charge my 2 generals units. So, it's very brave of them. That's, yep, just... They haven't broken yet either. That's crazy. There they go. Oh man. Alright, let's get my infantry moving on up. While my 2 brave generals continue to run down the fleeing. They're not just screeching anymore, they're screeching and they're fleeing. It's just... Oh, I don't know what the plan there was. I like how my units are cheering after that great victory. Like that was a real close thing for them, you know? They're like, yeah, we did it, guys. Hell yeah. Let's go home and tell stories about this. Now the Spear Warband is beginning to march towards my infantry lines, which is fine by me. I'm just going to be getting my chariots out here, and... Yeah, which way do you guys want to... I mean... You're not going to catch my chariots. And I wonder, it looks like my head hurlers are actually hidden, so they might not know that they're there. Let's just creep them out a little bit if I can. Because I would like to get my guys doing their war cry ability before an engagement, if at all possible, but... Can't always be perfect. So are we in range yet with our head hurlers? Not quite. So let's go here and go like this. And if we're gonna take, yeah, let's just take this fight. Let's hope that we don't lose any of our dudes. And how are we gonna do here? Come on, get him, get him, get him.
The warlord of the enemy army is
Alright, then you
like
run up here.
Goat.
You start throwing your shit. And let's continue this battle. There we go. There we go. So General got wiped out. And don't throw your shit. I don't want any friendly fire. Yeah, you run those guys down. That'll do. So I did lose 6 guys, but I killed 226, so that'll be alright. So that little minor threat has been dealt with, and...
Victory!
How can you guys get... No, you can't get any closer to some more Riva, unfortunately. Okay. Alright, so you're gonna hang out there. These guys can come back and take out those brigands on their way home. And then you, actually, so you're full. So let's go ahead and attack this guy. And he's gonna keep getting away. Let's see if I can follow that up. And can I sink him? Alright, yeah, nice. So he's been sunk, and... Alright, let's just go back and just retrain those 10 guys lost. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's kind of redundant, but my boats are just so weak that it seems like it's pretty important to have them at full strength if at all possible. Let us now go ahead and attack Massilia. So let me remind myself. So large town, and we don't know anything about it because I didn't have my spying on it. But I would assume that I'm just going to be occupying it. Yeah, that's going to be my assumption. Let's just kind of go on in. Got my 4 rams. Let's assault. And right, so 1-star general, restrained, command talent, stern. So just the 1 star is the only thing that's going to be of value for him there. And then 2 swordsmen, 1 skirmish warband, and then 1 warband. No problem.
Fate has decreed that we must fight today. Victory hangs in the balance. But fight like the wolves you are, and that victory will be ours. Now set your minds on the task to come, and when the moment comes, gut your target like a fish.
I'm just going to be attacking with the 2 rams right here, and then right here. There's no tower on this side. Closest tower is going to be there. On this side there is a tower, but that's not going to be in range of my ram going for the gate, so that should be no issue. And then I have my skirmishers. Let's go have them go right down the middle. Druids can go... I think they do have that 1 skirmisher warband, right? Yeah, so I don't want my depleted druid unit, which I can't replenish quite yet. That's the one thing that I'm really missing by having only access to tier 2 units. The other stuff that's available at tier 2, or sorry, tier 3, it's good. You know, having some chosen swords obviously would be very nice. Having access to some heavy chariots would be nice as well. And I'm trying to think of what else, but those are the 2 to come to mind. And the druids are the one thing, kind of the main thing for me that I'm like, I really want that. Like the heavy chariots, I think that the light ones are pretty gosh darn good, you know? Like I'm doing okay with them. And then same with like the chosen swords. Like definitely when I'm fighting Romans, I will care more about that. But for what I'm fighting right now, the basic swordsmen are probably fine, right?
The battering ram is at the walls. Our warriors attack. Now is the time for great deeds.
But it's going to be the druids. That's the one utility piece that I don't have anything else that's like it, you know? Being able to debuff the enemy's morale and increase my own men's morale is very good. That's a very solid, you know, piece that I can use. So having these guys, luckily, they can still have that effect with only, you know, with 1 man, I imagine, I suppose. You know, so with 10 men, even though it's a depleted unit, their ward chant still works. But yeah, being able to obviously replenish this unit and train more is going to be very nice.
All the cowards inside.
The front gate is now open, and my chariot archers on this side are shooting on in, and I'm just gonna let them do that. In fact, I can even bring my head hurlers up, and maybe they can toss their heads on in. So this is skirmisher warband.
Through the walls. Now let the slaughter begin.
And also, what I might do? Where are my slingers? Warhounds, slingers. I just bring these guys up here. If they're going to continue to run back and forth in front of this entrance, then yeah, I might just do that. And then I might just bring these guys a bit back. And yeah, let's just continue to shoot at them until they abandon this area. Now that they've made some space for us, let's run in with my barbarian mercenaries on this side. And then on this side as well. Can I get you guys to form up? There we go.
Our warriors have
And then yeah, just run on in.
Now the streets will run with blood.
And let's get the swordsman in as well here. So let's just hold that line against their skirmish warband. Alright, that's fine. And then let's bring in my other unit of barbarian mercenaries as well. You guys come on in. And then let's get my swordsman around to the flank if I can. So they have a full strength swordsman unit, which is not ideal for me because my units are a bit depleted. So let's move them up here. In fact, it's kind of tempting. Alright, let's go ahead and get my war cry going. And my guys are on guard mode, so that's okay. Yeah, let's charge them on in. Looks like they broke before the war cry was able to finish. And let's not go too crazy here, because they have that unit of heavy cav inside. So yeah, let's not get too crazy. Let's go ahead and bring my head hurlers in. You go, and then let's bring chariots up so that they can provide some supporting fire. And let's get my other units in as well. Looks like they want to charge their swords on again against my swords, and my war cry didn't get its full charge, unfortunately. But I'm going to get these guys doing their full war cry. In fact, they can do it as well. And now let's send them on in and get a flanking attack. And then let's go here as well. And that should break. Let's get them off of guard mode here and here so that they do attack on in. Alright, so we got rid of a few of them. Not as much as I would have liked, but I probably could have gotten a better surround there. And yeah, no one's coming in from that side. That's okay. Chariots are getting some shots in. As long as that power's not shooting at me, that's fine. And let's continue to bring my head hurlers in. Swordsmen are coming on in for another charge here, so let's see if I can actually get a real surround in on them this time. And yeah, they're just running right away. So we're not even getting a real... and they missed their charge. Ooh, that looks like some friendly fire to me. Alright, let's get back. Ugh. Ugh. Friendly fire. Yeah, I took some hits there. Did some good damage to them, though. And skirmisher warband over there. Alright, most of our guys are on now inside of the settlement, so let's just keep pushing. They're going to charge in from one last final little hoorah. And let's go ahead and pour on in here. And let's see if I can I cut down the rest of them. Down to, yeah, less than 10 guys. Let's get my warhounds in here. My slingers are now in position here on the flanks, and they're able to get some shots into these swordsmen and these skirmishers. The barbarian warlord hasn't quite been drawn off yet, so I'm going to keep my eyes on that. Because I don't want... This is my only slinger unit in this army, so it's a little bit risky having them out here. But I can just use my chariot archers as well to draw the enemy towards me. I'm just going to have to bring them a bit further. This is one of those dicey situations, though, because you don't want to get hit by that heavy cav when your infantry is still moving. You definitely want them to be braced. Barbarian mercenaries can hold the line, kind of. They can, but being braced is definitely better. It's much better if they're braced. Yeah, if they're caught in mid-movement, it can be kind of a dicey thing for them. So you don't want to really catch the garrison's attention when you're moving around. Here comes that charge. Alright, let's see if I can get these guys. They're going right into my spears. That's fine with me. So Warcry is not going to matter too much for that first unit. But if I can get these guys charging in right about now, I think. And then let's get these guys kind of coming in to the rear. And then let's get you guys doing your chant. And then swordsmen can come up. And then you guys get a war cry before charging into the rear. And there we go. There's the break. And there we go. Nice. Nice. He's been killed, and his bodyguard is down to 4 men.
Attack!
3, 1 guy. Awesome. Nice. All right. Very, very nice. Very nice. So my chariot archers, they're shooting at the guys in the center, right? Yeah, looks like they are. Good. Alright, so let's get my guys back into position here, because we're going to be drawing these guys off. Looks like my slingers can get a shot on those warband. Nice, nice, nice. So it's mainly going to be, let's see, warband and... Oh, they still have that full-strength swordsman. Okay. Alright, so we still have a little bit of work to do, but I reckon we will be able to grind through them. Yeah, swords against spears is going to be solid. Let's get a counter charge here. Ooh, yeah, nice little head toss there. He's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, that unit is getting absolutely wrecked. Holy shit, nice. Alright, let's get my swordsman unit back, because yeah, a lot of friendly fire, for sure. For now, as long as my light chariots and my slingers are in range of the city center, and as long as they're going to continue charging out and breaking in succession, I'm just going to keep shooting as long as I have ammo left. Yeah, eventually they're going to be done for, and then they're going to have to charge on that swordsman unit. And then it's going to be an easy matter of just making them break. And I'll just keep shooting. My chariots, this unit still has a lot of ammo. So, yeah, a lot more shooting left to be done by that unit. It looks like the chariots also seem to, like, their ammo lasts a lot longer, too. I wonder how that works? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's weird. I have to imagine it's the same amount of shots per person as it is for, like, a infantry unit, but it kind of seems like that's not the case. I'm not sure. Here comes the swordsman charge. Yes. Yes, here we go. So, and that was, yeah, not much of a charge. Not much of a charge. There we go.
The enemy
So let's end that battle. And we did lose 70 men.
The cries of dying
But we killed 301. Let's see how those head hurlers do. See, 13 for that unit, and then 3 for that unit, I think. That unit got 26. Yeah, they do pretty well, don't they? Yeah, pretty excited to have those guys. It's crazy that they're a tier 2. That's so wild. Such a good unit for a tier 2. Yes, Massilia. Alright, so I just want to look at this. So, yeah, exterminate would get me 2 grand, but nah. It's a lot of people to be killed at this stage of the game. You know, 2,700? I'd rather just occupy. Yeah, occupy, and now we have 3,600, so that feels better. And I can retrain swordsmen, which feels good. I can retrain my slingers, which feels nice. Yeah, being able to train up those 2 units here in Massilia does feel pretty good. So let's repair the wooden palisade, and do I want to start building something right away? How much would a market get me? I do have a port here. It's only an extra 20 denarii per turn. So not that much. Getting a blacksmith to be able to train up some more light chariots feels good. And also, you know, obviously for the weapon upgrades. It's the weapon upgrades, right? Yeah. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I'll think about it, but I might not build anything here. I might just keep saving my money for soldiers. Again, the tier 2 soldiers is fine, I think. And actually, let me look at this again. Yeah, I could get land clearance. In fact, that's probably what I'll just do. This is the tier 1 land clearance. Yeah, they haven't built any land clearance here at all. Okay. Yeah, I should. What does this give me? It's a law and happiness for the shrine to Athena. I could also just destroy that right away. Massilia, is this going to be a money town or is this going to be a unit training town? Or do I want to grow this quickly? I do have wine here. But I feel like this is going to be more of the money town, Nobrmarchis, although they don't even have a port here. But they have silver as well as wine. So I think that having the Britannia, like the trade income shrine here is a bit better. And then Massilia should either go for the growth one or it should go for the Andrasta, like the war one. And I'm kind of leaning towards Andrasta just because this is going to be central, right? Like in between Iberia and Italy. Whereas these places like Alesia and somewhere Briva are obviously going to be focused on Germania. And this is going to be pretty centrally located. I think, did I do Brigantia in these places? Or have I not even built, I haven't even built, I did do Brigantia. Okay, Brigantia. And then Abnoba. Oh, I haven't gotten rid of that, oh, okay. And Gandate Reddidum, they have Abnoba, the Gallic one. Okay, so I need to destroy that and put something else in. Yeah, maybe do another Brigantia just for that growth. And then do Andrasta down here. Yeah, let's do it. I think that my happiness is going to be fine. So let's destroy that. And then let's put in Andrasta there. Now that I've taken Massilia, Narba Martis is going to have to be my next target, and that's going to be a bit tricky just because there's going to be a lot of meat to grind through to get to that. And ideally, it'd be nice to kind of pull it apart and yeah, have them kind of come at me, take them apart one stack at a time. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to manage that. There are some trees here on the path from Narba Martius. Now, it's not directly on the road, so I don't know if they were to follow the road, they might not get intercepted, or I might not intercept them. But it's worth a shot to see if I could kind of pull that off. That would be one potential way to kind of pull them apart. For now, though, I don't know if I want to do that right yet, like right now, just because I keep saying that I want to build this army up to get it up to its full strength. It's a bit ragtag. I mean, it's still some power to it for sure, but that's a lot of Gauls. Yeah, that's a lot. And it's a fair bit. It's 4 generals, you know, among all of these armies, which is a lot of heavy cav to deal with as well, especially considering that I only have my 1 general's unit itself. Unlike the battle up here, where I had 2 general's units that could just gang up on a single barbarian warlord. Down here, it's just Prostatagus. It's just him. And I don't want to lose him, you know, he's amazing. So that would be risky. And then my light chariots aren't really the units that are made for that. They're not really made for that, you know, that ganging up on those warlords. So yeah, it's a little bit dicey, I think. And that's kind of one area where I was just saying that, yeah, I don't need the heavy chariots. But now I'm like, oh, that's one nice thing about the heavy chariots is that they're better at doing that job than the light chariots, obviously. For now, though, I think I'm just going to be dropping a save and ending this turn. And yeah, I guess your move, Gauls. Let's see what they want to do, if anything. And yeah, it looks like the Germans did besiege me up here in Lugdunum, but I have an army that can make it down. Ugh, not quite in this turn. Yeesh. So yeah, mostly just warband spam. Yeah, I just have Wutakorix and the 2 barbarian mercenaries inside.
Lord?
Uh-oh. So they can't reach it in this turn either. Well, I'm just gonna have to follow behind and hopefully they don't attack in this turn. And then I can just relieve that siege next turn, because if they just go ahead and... Oh no, because they're going to be building their siege equipment in this turn, and then next turn they would be attacking, so I have until next turn to relieve the siege, so I'm fine. Yeah, okay. That is going to be okay. And there's not a lot of Gauls up here, it's weird. I mean, I guess that's a handful. It's another handful, but it's not like the mega stacks that we're seeing over here, you know? Yeah, interesting. So Lugdunum is besieged. We got almost 12 grand in the treasury, not bad. Town grows. Londinium. Okay, so this is going to be our first tier 3. Alrighty then. Sweet. Yeah, 6,000. So let's go ahead and spend the 1,600 to get the High King's Hall here in Londinium. Nice. And that's going to improve the general's bodyguards. Does that apply to us? I know that for most factions, they get improved bodyguards. And for Egypt, that means that your generals stop riding around in chariots and they get their heavy cav. Well, for them, it's more like medium cav. And then for the other units, they just kind of get more heavily armored dudes. But for us, it doesn't change anything for us, right? I don't think it does. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Anyway, that'll be nice because then we can build our second tier port in Londinium. And these goddamn pirates blockading some more Briva. Well, I got some boats on the way. We'll be there next turn. Hopefully my 4 plus, so my 5 boats can beat that. I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt it, but let's see here. I'm in the middle of training some wood warriors. I could train up another... I could build another boat just to try to swing that in my favor. Largest faction. Us? Oh shit. Okay. Take that, Germania. And yeah, that's going to be a decent little chunk of income coming in from those farming upgrades now. And Pontus and the Seleucids are now at war. Okay. Now these boats are now free to... Let's go down here and blockade
Aye, aye, Captain.
this Gallic port. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's do that. Take some of their money. And no movement down here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Do I want to build up or do I want to move my armies into these woods and try to tempt them into coming at me? Oh yeah, I just remembered that I can probably save some money here by bringing this character, Drustan, back down to Londinium. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And... Where's that building? Oh shit, that's funny. It's only because, yeah, we have to just, that's right, that's so funny. So it wasn't available to us for a hot second there because that ship that we're building took away that population. But there we go, now if we bring him back in, we're going to be saving 80 denarii, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we can go ahead and put the boat in, because now it doesn't matter for some reason. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny like that. These brigands have moved west, so I'm going to be bringing... Yeah, I gotta see if I can hunt these guys down while I can. And gosh darn it. Alright, so next turn I'm going to see if I can take them out. Just 3 warbands. Yeah, pretty annoying, but I'm going to deal with that, and then... These head hillers are going to be heading down to Londinium anyway, so they're kind of moving in that direction anyway. And then these World Warriors, when I train up 3 of them, they will be moving down to Londinium as well. Yeah, this army will get to becoming a real army someday. And when that happens, I would feel pretty good about threatening Nabomartius from 2 sides. For now, though, I mean, I did train up a unit of peasants last turn. So if I do this, and then... Oh, that's not how that works. I'm going to try this. Let's actually take these guys out, and... What's the way? What's the way to do this? This forest or this forest? Let's try that one.
Waiting to ambush.
And we can lower taxes. Yeah, that's going to be fine. We're training up another unit as well, so that's going to be fine. And our spies keep an eye on things over here, so nothing comes out and surprises us. And we will see if that's going to be enough to draw the Gauls out to maybe try to take back Massilia. A save has been dropped, so let's go ahead and end this turn, and let's see if we can get the Gauls... Alright, a Gallic spy moving out. Alright, the Romans are doing something. My god, are they going to attack me before they attack the Gauls? They do technically border me, I think. Like down here, there's a weird border that's like an impassable terrain. So they'd have to move through Gallic territory if they were to want to attack me. And no movement. They're just hanging out. Okay.
Lord?
Huh. And this army moved off as well. Interesting. Alright, so 10 grand in the treasury. Faction announcement. New family member, Mariadak. Alright, and Morticorix is now a Slubberdigolian. Oh no. -1 influence and -1 from personal security. Yeah, that's a shame. Slubberdigolian. Some people just can't hold their drink but rarely know when to leave. Possibly because they are too far gone to find a door. Is there a tavern here? There is a tavern here, yeah.
Orders?
Alright, well, I don't know what this German army thinks it's going to be doing, but... we may as well... We're in the neighborhood. I don't like moving this army further and further away from up here, which is where I was intending to guard with that army. But yeah, there we go. That's a lot of warband. auto warband, 1 skirmisher warband, and then 2 screechy women. And this should not be a bridge battle. I know my army's on the bridge, but their army is not on the bridge. So this should not be a bridge battle, hopefully. And the bad news is that I'm going to be starting on the downside slope of this mountain here, and they're going to be up there. The good news, though, my goodness, I mean, they have no mobility, and I have 4 units of these chariot archers, so that's going to be very, very nice. And these general units, don't even think about it. These guys are just going to hang out. They're going to be like way back here. They're not going to do anything. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, okay? I won an entire Sally battle against the Gauls using just chariot archers, basically. So, I'm sure that I can win this with just these units. My chariots on this side are getting some shots in against the screeching women, and if I can draw that unit out, that's a unit that I'm pretty comfortable with charging with my light chariots. The spear warband? No, I wouldn't say so. But if I can pull apart those screeching women and skirmish warbands, yeah, either or, that's fine with me. So it looks like we caught ourselves a fish on this side, so let's just bring them out. And then same here, let's go ahead and bring them down. And if we can bring them in range of our slingers, it's all the better. And yeah, if we can just get rid of 2 units of screeching women and the skirmisher warband, then all of a sudden their army just becomes just the spear warband. So at this point, let's just charge in with the chariots here. And yeah, they're just going to charge right on in. So let's just get you guys going. And yeah, their charge got messed up just because they're in that hard group. That's just how that works, I guess. And now this kind of looks like they're going to be running away. So let's just bring these guys up. Because yeah, it kind of feels like they're retreating. And I kind of don't think... Gosh, do I bring my generals up? No. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. But I want to get as much damage to them as I can. Let's go ahead and charge that unit of screeching women. Just kind of get them out of there. And you guys come up here. No, 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 no. No, I did not tell you to do that. Run away. Jesus. Fucking A. Yep, you come here, you come here. So we'll be able to single out that unit of spear warband once it breaks. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Now you can charge them. Now you can charge them. And yeah, you guys just continue. Yeah, they're going to mostly get away. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're pursuing units or chariots and then they have all those spear warband. I could throw my dogs in there. That would have been nice, getting the dogs thrown in there, but I feel like they were already too far away by the time I started chasing, so yeah, very unfortunate.
From the field like frightened goats.
Unfortunate that it wasn't more decisive.
Them all.
Because now this army, gosh, you guys do not friendly fire your own guys. Just run them down. Run them down. Well, I was able to kill 308 of their guys, and I lost 4. So yeah, rather undecisive. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm not comfortable chasing too much further with this army of mine. And this army, oh wow, they ended up down here. Okay, very interesting. Now they're in Gallic territory. The Gauls and the Germans are allies, right? Yeah, they're allies. I don't know if that means that they have military access, though. So I'm not sure if the Gauls are going to be cool with this, or if this is going to sort of ruin or tarnish the relations between the two factions.
Yes.
In any case, I can't just finish them off with this army. Are they gonna... Yeah, they're gonna be in range of the Gauls if I were to do that. Both Gauls? All of the Gauls? Jesus. Shit, I don't know if I really want to put this army in range of all of that.
Orders?
Yeah, that's kind of a tough choice. This is already kind of a risk for me going out here. And going there is just really going to put me out in the open. This unit, while it's in the area, it may as well clean out these.
Attack! We shall rule!
They're just going further and further away. Like, I just... Oh, God. I'm supposed to be up here with this army. Darn.
Yes.
At least I have these guys.
Attack!
So they can finish off these 3 warband units. And then at least they will be in the neighborhood of some more Briva. This entire battle is going to be taking place inside of the thick woods here, so let's send the infantry up. And I should be able to get this battle done with just the infantry, although I can send my generals in if I want. So here we are. Are we in range of those guys with our head holders? Not quite. So let's just continue to inch on up until they either charge at us or my head holders are in range. They have pretty short range, so actually it looks like we can toss at them from here. Oh yeah, there we go. Hell yeah. Let's get those tosses in. Such a funny unit. Man, they do so much damage. That's so much damage. Holy shit. Just wrecked them. That's wild. So yeah, they're already running away. And that unit just got wrecked as well. And we may as well get a war cry in now. And to get a charge in. And yeah, you guys, yeah, and that's just end that battle. There we go. Nice. Alright, so as I was saying before, those head holders can just continue on their way southwest to Lebanon.
Ready to ambush. Orders? Yes.
Yeah, that's okay with me.
Leaving the army.
And then you guys head back to some more Briva. At least we have something in the neighborhood. And you're training wood warriors. Yeah, let's get another unit of wood warriors going. And yeah, you're training wood warriors as well. Damn, I just noticed that there's another giant brigand stack up here. God, another rebel general, peasants. Those are the only 2 units that we have vision on. Yeah, I don't have much up here. I got Drustan and I have a unit of warband, I think, in each of these settlements. So yeah, really not much. Can you hire anything? You can hire a unit of barbarian mercenaries, so let's just do that. And then jump back inside. And then can we get together something? For an army that big, I feel like I need to bring it up from the continent.
General.
Because I can't train much. All I can train in Britain itself is warband and peasants. That's all I can do. And even though I've already had one big brigand army in this region, I was hoping that would be kind of it. And I would just kind of, you know, luck out and not have to deal with anything that big for a while, and therefore warband I thought would be enough. But it's getting to the point now where I'm like, do I need to build other stuff in Britain? You know, some practice range, a stables. Do I need to do that so that Britain can actually like self-sustain militarily against freaking brigands? Is that what I need to do here? Doesn't feel efficient, you know, but bringing over continental armies to deal with brigands also doesn't feel efficient, so yeah, it's a bad feeling. Well, those pirates did move off, so that's a good feeling, and what that means for me,
Aye, Captain. Ready to sail. Aye, Captain.
let's take these boats.
Merging with fleet.
So now we have 5 boats. Let's move them up and let's start looking for a Germanic port to blockade, just so that we can start taking something from them, because they've put my settlements under siege, you know, multiple times. They've been encroaching upon my territory. As much as I would like to start to turn the tables on them, I can't quite do that until this pocket of Gauls in Narbomartius, in the region of Narbonensis, has been dealt with. That needs to be, I would say, handled first before I can turn my attention to the Germans. Or, you know, unless I had like another, you know, couple armies that were on hand. And I am training stuff, so that could potentially happen at some point, but Yeah, it's not the fastest process. Having Massilia be another training center would help things along, though. I think I have enough time to play one more turn for this episode, so let's go ahead and end it. As long as I don't have to fight any, big major battles. And the Gauls, what are they doing? And, goddamn. So I think I have 5 boats here, and they just have the 3 boats, but they still outnumber me by 1 man. So basically it's 1 for 1, which means they're gonna win. And holy shit, wow. I can't believe we won that battle. That's crazy. I'm sure my guys took major damage.
Ready to sail.
Yeah, pretty big damage. So let's just kind of go back.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And then we can rebuild these boats. You, and you. Move you back there. So those brigands haven't moved yet. They're not sieging Londinium yet, so thank God for that. 11,000 in the treasury. Strongest faction is still me. Crazy. It doesn't feel like I should have that much. It feels like I'm kind of stretched a little bit thin. Gosh, goddamn. There's so many brigands in my my territory. Oh, you're technically in my territory too. Jesus. God, there's so much to deal with. Just brigands. Just brigands. It's not even the other factions. It's just brigands. So, are the Gauls moving against the Spanish? Because where did that army go off to?
At your service, on my way.
What are you guys doing? Yeah, it's interesting because to get back to their territory, they'd have to go through my territory here. No problem for them because they're already at war with me. But then was there something down here? So that's mainly the war band.
Moving into position. On my way.
Thought there was, yeah, there it is. So it's a small army. So what are you doing? Just 1 unit hanging out down there?
Awaiting your command.
Huh. Alright, well with you, I can't keep chasing. I know it feels stupid to call off this chase now, but I can't. You're just going to keep going further and further away, and I can't do that. They're just going to bring me, to frickin' the Atlantic Ocean. So let's just go up.
March!
Just to get back in the neighborhood. At least I can deal with those brigands up there. And you...
Yes.
We'll be in some more... let's see.
Orders?
Let's put you on a boat. And then let's bring you over. Just so I have another chariot unit in the neighborhood.
March! No
Bring the boat
more
back. And then you guys come back to some more Briva.
Set sail.
And I can just retrain you guys and retrain the boats.
Boats ready.
And we'll keep an eye on that. And if we have to wait until this army is up there for us to deal with it, then fine. But hopefully it doesn't lay siege to any of our settlements.
Orders.
By now I'm beginning to think that I should start to build more military infrastructure here in my western provinces. Just because this is getting to be a bit too slow. That is the buildup of this army here in Lebanon, bringing it all on over from some more Briva or Alesia, which also are essentially providing troops for, this army down here. So I think that these places need to be a bit more militarily independent. So let's go ahead and build a meeting hall. It's only 1,200. I have the money for it. This will allow me to train swordsmen. Yeah, just to kind of speed this up a bit more because this army's not too far off. Once these head hurlers are here, basically having some swordsmen and then the wood warriors from some more Briva, which I do need the Temple of Andrasta for, so I can't get those in these regions. But still, that's going to be okay, I think. And then that army should be pretty close to being able to, I would say, threaten Nabomartes and at least kind of throw in and distract them for a little bit and make it a bit easier for this army to do a bit more damage. Yeah, I think that's going to be the idea there. And I'm still thinking about, do I need military infrastructure in Britain? Because this doesn't feel good. Having two big brigand armies popping up and just, this is still the early game. So this is just going to continue. And having only warband to throw out these brigand armies does not feel good. So I'm going to think about that. I have the money. I do. I have the money for it, but essentially any military buildings that I build here would essentially just be used to protect Britain. I wouldn't really be training so many soldiers that I'm like, oh, let's ship them on over to Germania, or would I? I mean, I built up that infrastructure. I mean, the German territory is all bordering, you know, like the Baltic and the North Sea. So putting them on, like putting a stack on some boats to threaten some more, you know, Germanic territory up here, I guess isn't the worst idea. I don't know. I don't know. That's maybe one way I can justify that. I think I might have to consider doing that, just because I do want to speed up the rate at which I am pumping out armies. So that's going to be a fix that I want to implement going forward. But that is all going to have to wait until next time. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. So until next time, this has been Conasip playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.